what you're saying is libelous. And you're in no position to challenge my expertise. I went way out of my way to be very helpful and courteous to that kid. He's weak, he's incompetent, he jeopardizes the whole place. There's not much more I can do for him.
You have gotten me there. Old Don is as useless as tits on a boar. But he is my brother-in-law. And I would look on it as a personal favor if you'd think some more on hiring him back.
I can't do that. And I appreciate the fact that he's your brother-in-law, and I do want to help you, and I like to do favors, and I know who you are, but I cannot do that.
Well, could there be any position farther down the trough?
I'm sorry, I can't do anything. He's too incompetent, and the bottom line is he cannot be trusted. Okay, thanks. No, that's it. I'm sorry.
Mr. Rothstein, your people never will understand the way it works out here. You're all just our guests, but you act like you're at home. Let me tell you something, partner. You ain't home. But that's where we're going to send you if it hair-lips the governor. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Yo, what's going on? This is a new broadcast, man. Daily astrology. Wait, this is so new. Daily astrology forecast. That's it. With me, Gabriel. Yeah, gonna give you what's really going on with the transits in terms of how the planets are moving. And how it could affect your life. Yeah, it's your opportunity to be interactive and ask me some questions to see about how, in terms of this astrology, which is personality breakdown, your chart. It's a breakdown of your personality on default. In terms of self-development and twerking some things in your personality to help you navigate this life we live and whatnot. What's going on, Buddha in the building? So hit the like, smash, and subscribe button for sure. What's up, Big Unk? NPC the game. What's up, nephew? Good to see you, my brother. Puff Puff Pass, Phil. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Good to see you, Phil, man. Lady KT, the first lady of the Panelverse, she said, is this topical or Vedic? Well, it's a combination of both. The way I see things, that you can get value out of both, combining both. I just think I'm beginning to see Vedic seems to be a little bit more nuanced, more fine-tuned of what's going on in terms of these transits and how they affect your personality. definitely Vedic is down for that. But then for a quick overview of the situation, I think you can't go wrong with Western as well. And shout out to Ahimsa, Oracle Alexander. Yesterday, a great broadcast on the World Predictions 2025, 2027. Check it out. And we also broke it down. She slow walked us through, like, you know, Vedic astrology, some of the basics. And one of the questions she broke down that we asked is, what's the actual difference, really? And she broke down the fact that it's about like 23 or 27 degrees, 23 degrees difference in how the Vedic astrologers place the planets. So yeah, that is a big difference in terms of what we're talking about. Like, for instance, tonight's the moon is in Aquarius, but I would assume 23 degrees beyond that would be Aquarius, Capricorn. Yeah, Capricorn. The moon's actually in Capricorn for Vedic astrology, and it could be that could be a difference, right? However, the thing about these planets, it's the attributes of each one kind of overlap each other when you're grouping them. So I could see how you can still get value if it's not right and exact in that term. So this is what we're gonna do. When we talk about the planets, you can use your Vedic chart, natal chart, or you can use your Western chart. That's the traditional one that most of us use. Either way, you're gonna get benefits. Like if I say, this is what, because today's episode is Jupiter and Gemini, which is going to be the transit's going to be happening. It started on May 15th of this year and it's going until October 18th. And with that, I was going to say you could still be using you could still be using either one and get value out of it. Like if I say, okay, we're going to look at Jupiter and Gemini, how it affects your planets, right? I mean, how it affects your chart. And if I said we're going to be talking about your rising sign, for example, and then go from there and tell you where it's going to transit in your chart. Well, if you have a rising sign of Aries in Vedic astrology, you're going to definitely get value out of it. If you have a rising sign in the Western astrology of Aries, you're going to get benefit of it. Even if you have like in either Vedic or Western, you have a Mercury in Aries. That's what your Aries is. You could still get value out of it if you can use critical thinking and pick out the symbols and how they can affect you as a whole when we're talking about these things. That's one way to look at it. That's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Clump, good to see you. Western ties to the seasons as it's written in the Vedic text. I like how you said that. Yeah. And then Jyotish is tied to a star based on the decision of a committee. Didn't know that. Fucking high-powered knowledge right there. Wonder is the AI. Alexander's on astrology science. Wonder is AI. Yeah, for sure. So today's episode is good to have everyone. And do a roll call. Let me know you're here. Jupiter, Gemini, which will be in that sign from May 15th to October 18th. Becoming a master, Goodwill Hunting, Sun in Aquarius. So right off the bat, you got and if you want me to really break down what it means in your chart, donations will be first priority. If you leave a donation, I'll read your question and give you the answer quick as I can, as fast as I can. So starting on May 15th, 2025, Jupiter went into Gemini, and when it's And when Jupiter is transiting through Gemini, let me bring this down so you can see. Yeah, when Jupiter's transiting through Gemini, shout out to the casino, Sam Ace Rosting and County Commissioner Pat Webb. Definitely have that Jupiter Gemini resonating. Jupiter, when we look at Jupiter, we see expansion. That's what I think of. I think of growth. It's the largest planet out there that we know of in our solar system. Abundance, and that's the Sagittarius planet. So they have those attributes too. So whatever gets Jupiter gets a hold of, it brings good vibes, positive luck, and influences to all the areas it's transiting through in the natal chart. And while Gemini is traditionally ruled by Mercury, it emphasizes communication and intellect and being adaptable. This is why so many of our Gemini friends with that vibe and energy, they're such good communicators and able to pull multiple sources of information together and give you the quick gestalt of what's really going on. And the Gemini is something that I value. It's in my second house. What you value is in their second house. And the Gemini, the reason I think I value them is because the way they express themselves is through communication. And when Gemini is transcending your chart, you're going to have an emphasis on communication and learning and definitely social interactions. Tupac was one of our quintessential Geminis, very, very social when he wanted to be, and an excellent communicator. That Gemini, it encourages us to seek knowledge and engage in making decisions that usually broaden our horizon, and not really limit your horizons and what you're dealing with in your reality. And then when you add the Gemini, the Jupiter, it expands even more that want to know more about the world, right? And I think y'all may have been seeing some of this going on right now currently with the Gemini influences maybe on the way you're looking at things. Gemini enhances your curious nature and being able to adapt. A lot of people may even feel a strong urge to explore new ideas. You may find yourself on a channel that you wouldn't even thought you would have been there last week or a couple weeks ago. But whatever it is, this new idea, this new entertainment or learning modality is really taking it's attractive to you. You may be even have an urge to travel more, and not necessarily far trips, but like day trips or just the other side of town. Normally you're a homebody, but you just feel like you don't mind going to the library or going to that store to see what they got because you're curious about what's new and what you can learn from or get some pleasure from. So you're willing to take that trip real quick. Maybe you're even more open. You've been noticing yourself more open to discuss more diverse topics and people, right? Different social circles. Maybe you're hopping from different panels to panels that you never normally do, or if you usually stay in one or two, you find yourself the last couple of weeks on maybe 2 or 3 new panels or whatnot. Yeah. Phil was a question. Astrology almost predicts people's life. What does that mean for the idea of free will? Well, it could predict parameters of things that are going to happen. I think in terms of free will, the person chooses what's going to happen in their life. It's just that the astrology natal chart can tell you like um why that might go down. Some motivation behind it. The background motivation behind it. Right? And in terms of free will, I think we have our own free will. And I'll say this, I won't say free will. I like so well, how do we say how did I say it yesterday? Free will, freer, not complete free will, because complete free will, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but you have somewhat choices in the rules of the game of life and the natural law. Yeah, it just astrology will just tell you why you might be apt to do something. It doesn't necessarily make you do something, right? Or maybe it does. I don't know. Shit, it's a good question. Jupiter and Gemini, let's get them verbal gains for sure. Less stuttering over the mic. Yeah, I see Clump. I like that. What is that? That's like a Tibetan Buddhist avatar too. Art going on right there. Yeah, that this is what I mean. Like Clump, I've known Clump. I've seen Clump in our chat before and other places, but this is definitely a good chance to really get to know someone a little bit better, because the networking opportunities are out the roof with Gemini. Because Jupiter and Gemini favors making valuable connections, and it can lead to opportunities through social events or probably like I said before, and then these online panel versus places, and it's going to affect each sign. For example, and if you want to want me to break down your rising sign or sun sign or any sign and how it's going to Jupiter and Gemini is going to affect, holler at me in the chat. Yeah. So for me, if you're talking Vedic astrology, I have Aries in the first house in my rising sign. So Jupiter and Gemini in the Aries rising, or even Aries sun, it's going to affect. Now you can use this for Western too, but I'm talking Vedic for me. Aries in the first house is going to impact my personal growth and self-expression, how I express myself, and I have been feeling more confident and willing to engage with others more than usual. Definitely more optimistic and whatnot, and because of that, I think I have this Jupiter and Gemini has brought opportunities in these personal projects like that I've been doing, like this new series of daily astrology forecasts. This series we're doing every day now at 6 p.m. Eastern for about an hour, 45 minutes. And this is an example of Jupiter and Gemini increasing social interactions, and it's giving me a chance to redefine my image in a sense, and more so of not totally redefining it, but chiseling it down and doubling down on something about my image and the way I present myself. Doubling down on something that before I was maybe a little bit more casual with or hidden with, but now I'm willing to share it with more people at the moment. So that's how Aries is gonna affect the first house, your first house, Vedic or Western astrology. Now in terms of Vedic astrology, it's going to affect if Aries is your rising sign, Jupiter and Gemini, it's going to transit your third house, and your third house is your communications and how you learn. That's what the third house governs: your communication, learning, and your immediate environment, your neighbors, your siblings, neighbors. I'll give you an example. Before I went, hey, what's up, Markella? Good to see you. Great to see you. before I went on to on live right here in the back rooms of Taiwan, I went to pee the dogs. I took them on my scooter to the park to pee. And I got 3 of them, so I make 2 trips. Two dogs first time, Junior and Dream, the little guys, the kids, and then the old school Jaja, Big Sis, T-Bow second time. And on my way back, in between, I was pulling up to the house, and my neighbor across the way, this grandma, nice grandma, she was sweeping up the leaves from her garden that's on the second roof that overhangs, and all her leaves seem to blow at my front door. It's directly across, and it's like she has the most plants, so it's definitely that place. And she was sweeping it up, and normally I just pick them up, and I saw her walking towards our house, maybe to sweep them up, or I don't know. But normally I just would have just left. But I felt moved to actually communicate to her that, hey, how you doing? Good morning, all that. But like I pointed to her, I'm like, your leaves keep blowing in front of our house, like kind of like, can you pick them up, please? Sweep them up. Nothing pushy, but just putting it out there. Engaging with my neighbors, my immediate circumstances, environment. And that was definitely a Jupiter and a Gemini moment that just happened, right? The 3rd house, Aries. My networking with my neighbors or siblings could be beneficial right now with the Jupiter and Gemini, because you have more opportunities to engage with them. Right? Don't ignore those opportunities, because we have an increased curiosity to talk to these people and to socialize, and like I said, like before, travel, especially short trips during this. That's Gemini, short trips, day trips, right? Trips across town are going to be amplified for you, and just socializing and sharing new ideas will be emphasized. Definitely. What's this say? Phil with a comment. How many homes you got? Homes. Well, we got this one. Yeah. And then I'm gonna tell you all the properties. I'll just say there's another property across town. Condo. Yeah. And then there's another we'll talk about that later. But yeah. Just a couple, man. Lightweight. Shadow Buddha with a comment. He says, does this Gemini period affect or amplify the id of the human mind, amplifying your personal primal instincts? I think it would. I think definitely it would. In the 9th house, the id, the primal nature, the Scorpio nature. Like, for example, if you're a Libra rising or have that Libra energy, this Gemini and Jupiter transits, it'll affect your not Libra. I mean Virgo. If you're a Virgo rising or sun, it's gonna affect that id, that primal nature, particularly in the form of transformation and intimacy with your partner, right? Shared finances issues might come up, or opportunities might come up dealing with that, and you may even dive deeper into a primal emotional connection through this relationship when you're talking about finances with your partner. And I think you could come out of it with some personal growth and transformation. Hopefully some money too, when you're thinking about new ways to come about dealing with your investments, right? And this is going to be a lot of explore, because this is the primal nature of the desires. It gets to the core when you're exploring themes of intimacy and trust, and like through the money, through your relationship with money, this will come out. Right? Money is fiat currency. However, it's a medium to not only so we can buy things that we want, our desires, but and also will help us, especially money and partnerships can teach us about intimacy, right? And trust. So that's a reason. That's a way you can see that. Good question. So yeah, there's a lot going on. So anybody have any questions? Come on. Let's go. I mean, that was a good question. Those are both good questions. Thank you. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. What we got? What we got here? Who's here? Who else is here? It says there's like 10 plus people here. What's up? Hmm. Hmm. Well, if you want to know more about Jupiter and Gemini, let me know. I can tell you also that the moon and whatever the moon is in, it's like the vibe of the planet. Or if you don't like that word vibe, it's the emotional awareness of the planet. It's kind of like how people's feelings are internal dialogue, whatever the moon is in, right? That's how the collective consciousness is going to be experiencing that with that theme, right? And those people who have that particular sign, whatever the moon's on the day, in their sun sign or moon sign or rising sign, they're going to feel more comfortable with that vibe of the planet, and they might even appear more cooler than usual to the rest of us because they're used to it, right? Any planetary aspects to the moon. Hmm. Well, we shall see. Yeah. So if you've noticed, like this weekend, I think the moon's usually a day and a half in a sign because it flips through all the signs in 28 days. And today and yesterday was in Aquarius, and that Aquarius moon puts that emotional independence at the forefront, and for me, when I think of a moon in Aquarius, it encourages emotional freedom and detachment. Freedom, right? The Maverick, Aquarius, detachment, and people during the moon in Aquarius transit, they feel less inclined to conform with some of the expectations of society, and they may even be driven and called to express their individuality even more so. And I've seen this with the was a Lumitami example, for example, who's an Aquarius, a strong Aquarius energy. He was popping off his pistol yesterday. First time I ever seen that before in the Paddleverse. I've seen that before online. I've seen it before in real life, but that was pretty wild, man. That was definitely an Aquarian expression of saying F the societal norms, right? And shit, it may even been an planetary aspect of Mars and Leo, which is currently transitioning around. Mars and Leo is it's in the mix right now too. Mars, aggression, going to war. Leo, how you express yourself, fiery, you know. So there's a lot going on, right? And also too with that moon in Aquarius vibe, a lot of we have opportunities for being innovative with your thinking, and I think some of us are really pulled during this transition to be creative and express and execute our original ideas. And whenever I think of Aquarius, I think of thinking outside the box, kind of like Prometheus, how he stole the fire for the humans, right? Thinking outside the box. Nobody even thought about doing that. He did, right? You know, and not only that, another Aquarian focus and trait is humanitarian focus, and how your emotions may lean and push you towards social causes, and which will, and in fact, promote individuals to seek ways to contribute to the community for, like, you know, for the good of the community or even globe, right? uh Once again, I keep talking about Tommy because he's definitely a resonator with the Aquarian energy. uh One of the shit, probably the most thing I like about him is the fact that he goes out and helps people, homeless in particular, and fucking gives them things, and just acknowledging them like they're human. It's something that I have an uncommon commonality with, at least anyway, when I was younger, especially when my grandma and I, with her restaurant, we went at Rogers Restaurant, we would go to St. James Park in downtown San Jose and hand out food to them, right? Me going, when I got older in college, going to Hippie Hill and Haight Ashbury and talking to them and giving them money that I earned, you know, at the drugstore, working at the supermarket, and talking to them about things when I'm making documentary, you know, and then them pouring out their soul and stuff. So the humanitarian aspect is there. Prometheus did it for the humans, the ultimate humanitarian, thinking outside the box, taking that fire and giving them and sparking true technological advances. Aquarian nature. This is the moon we're in tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Jupiter squares Saturn right now for a time. Yeah. Yeah, and then Saturn just went into Aries right now in terms of the Western astrology. So, you know, we talked about that before. Saturn sometimes can put a halt to things, make you slow up, and delay gratification, immediate gratification. But with Aries, and that's in that position, it's gonna be, it might be doing it a little faster than it usually does, right? And then, like you said, in Jupiter, is that's going to expand that energy of Saturn and Aries, which we talked about the last couple of days of making you wait on the things that you really want, but also speeding up and giving you the things you don't want faster than you expected. So you got to be ready, okay? Right. So it's all good. So sextile. A gaunt Saturn punk. Yeah. You got it's like an old punk rocker. The youthful energy of Aries with the grounded, like, no nonsense, disciplined old punk of Saturn. Yeah. So yeah, so that's going on. So whatever your moon is, and tell me somebody where your moon's at, so we can see how that might affect your sign next couple of days. Hit up the donation too, man. Shit, we got like memberships too, where we have new emojis and members only live chats, and then once a month for second tier members for $6.99. We're gonna do the live streams private for members, right? And then you can always talk to me on the top tier, $24.99. Ask me anything you want for but you get an hour, maybe even more. At least you get an hour a month. You know, we can build social connections. Moon and Aries. This is the theme today. There's definitely a strong desire for social interactions and collaboration. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm here for you guys. What's up, Browns boy? Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure. Clownfish is in the air, baby. Yeah, I'm definitely it's this Aquarius mindset. I'm fascinated by Aquarius. Fascinated by all the signs, but particularly Aquarius. That's like the geniuses. Next to the source code, God, stream of consciousness, singularity. This is a time when, like, we probably seek to connect with like-minded people, right? So you might even be pulled more to go to your favorite streamers where you have like minds are there, especially in these last couple of days with the moon in Aquarius. And like I said, with the Jupiter and Gemini, you may even be pulled to go to explore new social networks, not just YouTube. Maybe you're like, oh shit, I heard about this one streamer on Twitch, or this one particular genre of topic of streaming. I'm going to check it out on Kick, or Instagram, right? Telegram, different social networks. You might be pulled to that. It's time to get out there, right? Get it out there, baby. Yeah. What is this? Oh, okay, Bronze Boy. Marcellus said, please go hit the like button and sub up. Thank you for being here and supporting NPC. Yeah, thank you again. Because that's actually it. I mean, I got a whole arsenal to build with you guys on the moon in Aquarius today. We're going to help you navigate through that. Like I said, the topic of today, Jupiter and Gemini. I definitely got the arsenal with that to help you with that, but you got to give me something to work with, or I can just do it myself. That's fine too. So you said Virgo 1%. It's a bit. Is that your rising sign, Browns boy? We were just talking about Virgo, how it's going to affect the Jupiter moon, no, excuse me, the Jupiter and Gemini. It's going to affect your ninth house if you have that Virgo energy a lot. Ninth house, man. Oh, eighth house, Scorpio shit. Eighth house is Scorpio. Life, death, rebirth, finances, partnerships. So like finances might be discussion with your family or significant other, or even a business partner, a homie, right? And through that experience, the next couple of days, you're gonna have an opportunity to learn about trust and intimacy, right? Closeness. But let's see what the Virgo says about what I say about. I'm trying to think about Virgo with Moon in Aquarius. I'm thinking it's gonna. It's gonna influence your values. Yeah, that's it. Virgo values. Yeah, and hopefully it'll bring some stability with the finances, like I was mentioning earlier. So only advice is to use to think of some new ways to enhance your income or resources, or how to manage your resources. And don't be afraid to get out there and network when it comes to expanding your monetary resources. There's probably be some unexpected opportunities like that in money situations if you put yourself out there the next couple of days. Yeah, say less. Oh, your moon's Virgo. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely with. He said I'm Aquarius rising with my moon, and yeah, you're definitely gonna probably, in my opinion, you're gonna be pushed towards that. Finances might be a theme where you can get some level up points. This is a video game, right? And your attributes for finances is going to be, and intimacy and trust are going to be opportunities to level up. That's it. I love when he does this right here. I learned how to speak Thai. Yeah, and here's the membership. Yeah, sign up for a membership and get a one-on-one astrology reading. Buy me a coffee. It's right there, man. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. I mean, astrology relates to everything. So, I mean, we're into many things. Like, we still have our shows. We still have our regular shows that we do on 2 times a week on Saturdays and Saturday nights and Monday nights and as well as some other nights too. But when we talk about male-female sexual dynamics, the sexes, art, truther, conspiracy, geopolitical stuff, conspiracy content. I mean, excuse me, consciousness content, mind, body, fitness content. Yeah, but every day we're doing these hour-long, 45-minute long astrology forecasting. Right, this is the new wave, the new broadcast right here that we're gonna do every day. Yeah, that's me. That's me. It was my Jack Talcott laugh. It was more natural a second ago. You know, people, they laugh. My Leo Virgo friend, Gabriel, who was Cesar Chavez's nephew, he would laugh like that when we get in trouble. We were always getting in trouble at our Catholic school. If you want to hop up for a couple minutes, let me know. You're on the clock. You got 9 minutes, if that. Yeah. Let me see. What was I talking about? I was talking about Goodwill Hunting. That reminds me of Jupiter and Gemini. Goodwill Hunting. A smart dude, very quick will, and then he is brilliant, almost like maybe with Aquarian moon, and he got the help of the professor, who expanded his consciousness to the next level. Jupiter, right? Goodwill Hunting. Let's see a scene from that. Should we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Jupiter and Gemini right here.
You know, really good for you, big time.
Good to see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Yeah, but this girl's like, you know, beautiful. She's smart. She's fun. It's different from most. But I think that's a super philosophy. Well, that way.
Do you ever do that? When we talk about laughing when you're nervous, she said his wife used to fart when she's nervous. Probably had
imperfections.
She was.
But they're not. Oh, that's the good stuff. And then we get to choose who we let into our weird little worlds.
Especially today, like I said, the themes. You get to choose who you network with. The door's wide open today. Gemini and Jupiter, Moon and Aquarius.
You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. This girl you met, she isn't perfect either. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other. That's the whole deal. That's what intimacy is all about. Anybody. Time's up.
Time's up. Time's up, my friends. Yeah. So that's it, man. Things to take with you. Think about, meditate on. The moon in Aquarius for the next couple of days will probably encourage you to be innovative with your social engagements and have opportunities to level up on emotional independence. So I want you to embrace this transit, this energy by exploring the new ideas. Try to connect with others. Listen to what they're saying and express your own authentic nature, because a lot of us use our persona way too much. And this is also keep in mind But this is a great time to collaborate on some humanitarian efforts and helping the community. And just remain true to your unique self, Moon in Aquarius. Okay. And then in the next, like I said, May 15th to October 18th, Jupiter in Gemini. It's going to be a really good time to have opportunities in regards to growth in intellectual and social networking. Once again, social networking. Yeah. You're probably going to be moved to focus more on communication and learning and reading and learning and leading. And if you're already good at something, becoming more of a mastermind by really learning all you can about what you're good at, and social interactions is what some of y'all are good at. And that's going to be expanded too with Jupiter. There's Jupiter expansion, abundance. There's definitely chances for expansion and abundance everywhere you look, right? So with that said, just like the great Robin Williams said, rest in peace, laugh in peace. You're not perfect, but the trick is to find out who's perfect for you, right? That's it. That's what we're dealing with. And I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, and we're doing To All the Girls I Loved Before. Long term. Can you see me? Can you hear me though? There you go. Tomorrow we're doing To All the Girls I Loved Before stream. We're gonna reminisce on nostalgic of all the people that romantically that made an impact on our life, right? And whatnot. So we'll do that tomorrow, long form, open panel at the end or in the middle. And as well as we may even have another astrology stream tomorrow. We're shooting for every day, right? So keep your head up, feet on the ground. This has been Daily Astrology Forecast. And I'm your host, Gabriel. Be good to each other. Peace. Mr. E.